Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Crimson Wrestling Federation. I am commentator Havoc, the voice of the Crimson Wrestling Federation. On your left is the Crimson Reaper. On your right is the Crimson Blaze. You know it's bad if you expect disappointment and it's still disappointing. I guess I'll say it that way. Triple H can't book. We've kind of been everyone's been over this at this point forever. What you want to start with?
I mean, this was the worst WWE pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life.
I think WrestleMania 41's worse. WrestleMania 41 is not... It's definitely the worst WrestleMania I've seen. It might be the worst pay-per-view of all time, period. On a technical level, I guess there are worse pay-per-views than WrestleMania 41. But they're mostly just like filler pay-per-views. You don't expect anything out of them. But for WrestleMania, like with the standards and everything, that probably is the worst show I've ever seen.
This show
actually did anger me a lot.
There's been times in my life when I've not watched wrestling, like I've been indifferent to whatever's happening. I've never been angry. Like I've never seen something happen in wrestling and then get pissed off about it. And like nothing has ever pissed me off more than when Chad Gable pulled out that fucking ladder and it had the Fireball logo on it. And I knew that somebody was going to win the briefcase.
Yeah.
Actually,
we're kind of mad about different. I guess we're both kind of the Fireball ladder. I'm actually not. It's cheap. It's definitely getting out of hand. All the ads on everything. We're going to get to the point where there's ads on the championship. Like, they're going to start putting, like I said, it's going to be Pizza Hut World Heavyweight Champion.
The Pizza Hut World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, Pizza Hut World. Not even just on, like, the nameplates. Like, they're going to put it in the belt design. It's going to get...
Well, no, that's going to be the name of the belt. The Pizza Hut World Heavyweight Championship.
The Pizza Hut World Heavyweight Championship. But the biggest thing, this actually... LA Knight. That's what
you're upset about.
That upset me right there, because it's not just LA Knight too. This is kind of like a problem with a lot of stuff, but he knows for years everybody's been wanting him to get pushed, and everyone was excited, and he went for the lame, predictable finish. Like, this is probably just my personal opinion, maybe, but we've seen Seth Rollins cash in. We've already seen multiple Seth Rollins title reigns. Like, it's nothing new. And then he just had it finish in just the most predictable, boring way possible. Like, just burying LA Knight even more, just curb stomping him, like, just because. And that, honestly, from the match itself, actually, I'll admit the men's Money in the Bank wasn't a bad match. It was a pretty solid match. But that finish kind of just that sucked the life out of me right there.
I didn't like anything about the match. I thought it was just people pulling each other off of the ladder for 30 minutes. The best part of the match was the Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa stuff, like we said, which wasn't even a part of the match or the finish. It was just something that happened in the match. And then, like you said, the finish, just abysmal. Just no creativity, no thought into it. Just really, it seemed like they went out of their way to bury people tonight. LA Knight, obviously, being one of those people, Lyra Valkyria.
The Lyra Valkyria, that was ridiculous. Now, I don't care much for Lyra Valkyria.
No, I don't think anybody does.
But I think she has some fans. There's some fans. But definitely having her put the title around Becky's waist, and then even before the Money in the Bank match, like with Andrade, like Pat's literally like, no one's talking about this dude.
No one's talking about this guy. Like, that's not good, Pat. It's not like it's a real sport, and like he's just not getting any media coverage. Like, people should be talking about one of the six people in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I get
the way he made it. I think he was more so trying to say like, no one's talking about this guy, but this guy's a dark horse. Like,
but he didn't even say that part. He just said nobody's talking about him.
I think that's kind of what he was
left it at that. Like, that nobody was talking. Nobody. Well, so yeah, who got buried the most tonight? Was it LA Knight, Andrade, or Lyra?
I kind of want to say, probably Lyra. Honestly, if we want to be honest, because again, putting the title around someone's waist, raising their hands up and everything is like, that's just like...
No, but she came out. You knew she was losing when she came out. She had that stank ass look on her face.
Oh, yeah,
But I didn't know she had to do all of that. I thought she was just dropping the belt. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know why she's so upset about dropping the belt. She'll probably get it back. But if she had to do all, I could understand why she did. All right, we should go match. I mean, what is there to talk about, really?
Not really much to talk about. I'll say the women's match, like, not much. I thought the women's match last year was actually really good. This was actually a big step down. There wasn't really many spots in this match, like you said, and I thought the men's match had a few more spots. But like you said, for both matches, it's just kind of people getting on the ladder, taking each other off the ladder. So like, there wasn't really much to it.
And the spots that were in the match were nonsensical. Like when they did the code red on the ladders. Yeah. It's like, okay, why would you do this in an individual ladder match? Why wouldn't you just let the other person do the move? Yeah. And then kick your opponent down and then run up the ladder? Why would you both do this move on and there's 4 other people still in the match? Mm-hmm. It's like they're setting up 4 spots, and so that's why the match is so slow. Like nothing is happening except them setting up for the next spot and pulling people off of the ladder in succession.
So the match itself, like, wasn't much to it, but the winner was a good choice. I think Naomi. I forgot
Naomi even won.
I think Naomi was the best choice. Like, she's really been doing the best work.
I would agree,
in the women's division this year, like with the caution character, and everything. So I didn't really think. I think really the only bad winner probably would have been Rhea, because she just doesn't. We've kind of seen we see Rhea. We're gonna see Rhea all day long, so she doesn't need to win the briefcase.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't let her win it.
So yeah, she definitely would have been like the worst choice, but Naomi was a good choice. And then what was next? Dom versus...
Didn't care for this.
That guy.
Don't care for any of the Lucha Libre, Triple A stuff. Listen, Triple H, if we wanted to watch Lucha Libres in AAA in Mexico, we would watch that. Nobody wants to see it.
Yeah, nobody cares to see... Not in a mean way, but just nobody cares to see. I guess
we don't live in Mexico. I don't understand this. Like,
maybe I kind of understand it. Maybe they're trying to attract, I guess, more of the Mexican market. I guess more of the market in Mexico, but most of the fan base is not gonna care about this. Like, most people, I can't even tell you who that guy was. I don't remember his name.
I don't even remember his name.
I don't remember his name.
Don't even remember his name.
To people in the U.S., we're just, unless it's Rey Mysterio, like you say, nobody cares.
But also, think about it. They had Dom go out there and put his title on the line. He said, I'm going to put my title on the line. And probably because the other guy can't speak English.
Which they could have just put subtitles.
But they could have put subtitles.
And it's already,
Which would have protected Dom. But instead, they have Dom go out there and put his title on the line and make himself look like an idiot. So you know what? And Dom is another person that I got buried tonight.
Actually, you know what? I don't think this is one thing I'll defend in the show. I don't think that was I don't think that's necessarily out of his character. I don't see him as like this fighting champion type, like, I'll put my title on line against anybody, but I don't see him as like a super cowardly heel either, where he's like, I can see him being cocky enough, like, I can beat you. Like, I kind of feel like that's part of his character, so I don't think it's completely out of his character to, like, put his title on the line.
I've never seen Dom do that. I've only seen him be a slimy heel.
Because I think a part of his character is kind of like delusional confidence in a way. So I don't think that's like out of character or bad that he did that. So that's one thing I disagree on.
That's reading a lot into Dom's character. I haven't gotten that from his character.
No, he is cowardly.
I've only seen him be a cowardly heel and not fight people for the title.
He definitely is cowardly, and especially now he says, like, if he's saying, I'm the best Intercontinental Champion ever, then it does make sense that he will, I guess, defend it against people. So,
well, either way, the match sucked. I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah. Now, I will say, he still should cheat to win, of course. That's the part that's like cowardly and stuff about him. But I don't think it's bad necessarily that he'll put it on the line. Like, I can see him putting it on the line against Brock Lesnar, but he just cheats to beat Brock Lesnar.
Well, I don't see why he would. I don't see him putting it on the line against Brock Lesnar, though. Like, why? So you're saying that he would go? Let's say Brock Lesnar was wrestling in Japan.
Well, maybe not Brock Lesnar. But I can see him just running away from that, actually. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, his character is a cowardly heel. There's no, like, well, against this guy, he would put his title on the line. But, no, like, his character is that he is a cowardly heel.
Yeah.
He's not a fighting champion. But in this scenario, they had to make him do that because but they could have done the subtitles. Mm-hmm. Like, right, they could have booked.
And they're already, well, I guess they weren't in Mexico, but it's already in front of, like, a Spanish-speaking audience of people that watch Lucha Libre anyway. So, like, he could have just said it.
And other people cut promos in languages that aren't English. I just, like, everything about this show was so ass backwards. It's almost like they're trying. Like, they're trying specifically to piss me off. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. Like, they're just... We're gonna piss off Junie Stoner.
Junie Stoner. So, what was next? Lyra, Becky?
What happened? What happened in this match?
I'll say this.
What was your favorite spot in the match?
You got a good point. I didn't think it was a bad match. I didn't care. It wasn't bad. I think we both said, like, we like heel Becky. And we don't really care for Lyra that much. Then, of course, she just got buried at the end.
Lyra Valkyria looks like a cashier at Walgreens. Okay? And her boyfriend looks like he puts together computers. Now, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like that exist in society, and they should. Like, we love those people. But I don't want to see them wrestling, because wrestling is supposed to be larger-than-life superstars that we look up to, that are our heroes, that we mythologize. Is that the word? Mythologize? I think so. Mythologize.
Mythical? I don't know. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how you say
Mythologize?
it. Mythologize? Maybe that's...
I think that's wrong, too. Maybe I'm wrong.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, these people that we look up to, they're our heroes. Lyra Valkyria isn't anybody's fucking hero, okay? Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here?
I can see... Now, we said this... I was saying this during the show, so... In wrestling, I know we all say, and I agree with this, too, so it is about larger than life. I think you had to have like a balance of both.
I agree.
I think it's good to have some characters, like even champions. I think it's good sometimes to have characters that are kind of like the normal person. I think but if there's too much of that, then you can't have too much of that, because then they don't really stick out as much. Like,
and everybody's just a normal person.
Yeah. So I think part of the reason why Jeff Hardy stuck out, like back in the day, is because, like, I guess all of us in a way could see ourselves being Jeff Hardy, but it worked. It worked for him because he was around a bunch of everybody.
He's around the Undertaker and Kane and The Rock.
And even same with Rey Mysterio, because if he's the only luchador, the only masked wrestler on the roster, I mean, he sticks out more.
But if there's 17 other people with masks on, and one of them is named Rey.
Yeah.
And they all look like Rey Mysterio in the mask, because you can't tell who is who. Then it's just like if there was, let's say there was a country where, like Kane, right? Like Kane was from a country where everybody was burned in their houses. Like, and so WWE, you had 10 people that were like Kane. Like, that was their gimmick. Well, people would still care about Kane because he was the first one there, but they wouldn't give a fuck about the other 10 people because they're all the same person.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's the same concept.
It's like if there was just one Lyra Valkyria, she could be more over there.
Right, if she was... right, if everybody else was a supermodel. And then you have Lyra Valkyria.
She's no different than Bayley. She's no different. She's better than Zelina Vega. But on a character standpoint, they're pretty much the same.
Zelina Vega is the worst wrestler ever.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Zelina Vega's awesome.
Not only have I never been entertained by Zelina, I've actively turned the TV off when she's been on, and like she makes my stomach hurt. Like, you know, like when it's like a cold winter day, it's like 32 degrees or something, like you have a headache and a stomach ache. Like that's what Zelina Vega does to me.
Yeah, she's and she can't even do the 619. She bought. I'm still thinking about that.
No, the bot 619, and then the kick to the nose.
How you botch? That's still funny to me. How you botch the 619, like not hit it,
but still kick the person,
but still hurt the person. Like, how do you still hurt them?
And she's the U.S. fucking champion. Triple H, bro. Oh, my God, man.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had to say on that match. Big massive burial of Lyra, like, we don't care that much, but if you are trying to push her and make her serious, that definitely is. I guess, do you think they saved it by having her German suplex her at the end?
No, she should have did that after the match. Like, why? What? That's like Vince McMahon used to have the Kiss My Ass Club. Yeah. That's like kissing Vince McMahon's ass and then hitting him with a chair. You already kissed his ass. That's true. Who cares? Yeah. Nobody's going to remember the beat down after the fact. Like, you did the embarrassing thing. Mm-hmm. That's the important part.
Was maybe, I haven't followed the storyline, was that maybe a part of their deal?
I have no idea because I don't watch Raw.
So I don't know if that was part of the storyline.
But even if that was like a deal they had, she still didn't have to do it. Like, why would she? Why do it and then attack her? I don't think
Becky would. Becky wouldn't have done it.
Crazy.
Yeah, Becky definitely wouldn't have done it. So I think you could have used that as if Becky complained on Raw, like, well, you wouldn't have done it. So
that's why she had that stank ass look on her face. I don't blame her, man. I don't fucking blame her.
So then, men's Money in the Bank. So like we said at the beginning, so the best part of this match, of course, was the Jacob and Solo stuff. Now, me personally, this maybe I'm the only one outraged about this. Maybe a lot of people don't mind Seth Rollins; they want him to win. But in my opinion, we've seen enough Seth Rollins. We've seen him cash in before. Like, we saw it. It was one of the biggest cash-ins, but it was 11 years ago. We've seen him multiple times with these world title reigns. Like, they're either just decent or nobody really cares that much. Like, we've just seen it. Like, there's nothing new in a Seth Rollins title reign. And LA Knight's massively over. We've been wanting him to win for years, like 3 years now. And they always do the fake out finish and then just bury him at the end. And it's just like, it's annoying, it's predictable. So, and on a bigger point, I want to get to this, like, so people always complain about Vince McMahon, how he's, close-minded. He doesn't like anybody getting over organically, and he just sticks by his guys. Triple H is worse. Triple H is way worse in this regard. Because there's actually many times where Vince McMahon would push somebody that got over. Now, you can say maybe he did stick to his guns. Like, I'm not saying Vince wasn't close-minded, but he pushed Daniel Bryan. Like, he pushed Kofi when he was, gaining steam, I think, in 2019. He pushed Cena when he wasn't always hot. He was going to fire John Cena. Like, early in his career, he was going to fire him, but he saw him get over, and then that's what made him be the face of the company. So LA Knight is this top merch seller, top over for years. Like, everybody wants, it's in LA. Everybody wants him to, it's in LA.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't winning.
Everybody wants him to win, and it's just like, he just screws him over just every time.
I mean, that it's just indicative of your larger point of Triple H. I mean, this is no different from him pushing DIY or like, Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, it's just he sticks to his guys. It does not matter
what
who's
the
over.
Metrics are, what the ratings say.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we supposed to do? The company is done.
Like, people want Carmelo Hayes. Like, he actually, I like, it's not really him listening to fans, I guess, when he does push people. It's just whoever he already likes. That's kind of, it's worse than Vince.
Right.
It's whoever he already likes. That's who he's going to push. It doesn't matter how over you get. It doesn't matter, like, what your merch is, what you're doing. He's not going to put... If he doesn't already like you, he's not going to push you.
See, like, why... if you're a wrestler on this roster, why care anyway? Like, if either Triple H likes you or he doesn't, there's nothing that you can do that would get yourself over.
Yeah, there's nothing you can... Like, Karrion Kross... Now, I'm not big on Karrion Kross, but I can imagine... I can see, he's getting over. Apparently, he's over. He's doing good in merch right now. And he still has him reserved to just doing these backstage segments and doing nothing. But you're giving Zelina Vega all this TV time and no one gives a damn. Like, no one gives a damn about Zelina Vega. No one gives a damn about DIY. And he's pushing, like, it's just whoever he likes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's insane.
That was that. So last match, the tag team match.
And then so
boring ass match.
Yeah, boring. So biggest problem, of course, is
Jey Uso.
Well, that's part of it. But obviously no stakes to this match. Like you were saying in the show, when Cody returns, right? why does he just want a tag match? This is just another problem with Triple H's booking. I'm about to be ranting like C-Jax up here. It's just nonsensical. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. If you're returning, you just lost the title to Cena. Why not just challenge him for the title? Why don't you want the title? Why do you want a tag match?
I would do it real quick.
And even if you're doing a tag match, why not put
both titles on the line?
So this match, because this match would have actually been a lot more interesting if both titles were simply put on the line.
Because you would then be guaranteed a title change.
Yeah.
Or a DQ finish. But either way, but no, they didn't do any of that. It's just, you're right. Like, he comes back. He got screwed out of the title. He doesn't ask for a rematch. He asked for a non-title tag team match with Jey Uso and Logan Paul. But think about it, like, you could have had it to where John Cena says, okay, I'll put this title on, or we'll put titles on the line. Mm-hmm. And you have tension between Cena and Logan Paul now. Yeah. Like they teased in the match.
Like that would have, and I actually like that.
Or Logan match. Paul says, oh, how about, we'll put, Jey Uso, you'll put your title on the line. John Cena put his title on the line, but John Cena's not there because he's never there. So, like, you build tension going into the match, and then you have the match, and you include the tension. Like, that Cena didn't want the title. Right. Yeah. Okay, so now even if the match isn't actually good, there's a reason to care about the match.
Like, the match literally would have, if there was actually stakes to it, the match would have been 10 times better, if there was actually stakes to it.
There was nothing to this.
There just wasn't anything. Even if it was an amazing match, like, I still wouldn't care because there's no stakes to it.
And then you have R-Truth coming back, and everybody's like, oh, was it a work? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter if R-Truth extended his contract. R-Truth should have been released 10 years ago. We're all missing the point here. R-Truth, Carlito, all these people suck. They should have been released 10 years ago. So them bringing him back for this pop, so idiots on the internet will be like, oh, you got work. The product is still ass.
Yeah.
The show is still ass.
I like R-Truth, though. Actually, he's not my favorite, but I actually do like R-Truth.
The writing and booking is still ass. If R-Truth, what changes about tonight? This disaster.
It ain't nothing.
Half of this show was video packages of feuds that weren't even on the show, or recaps or ads.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
This is unwatchable. This is garbage. Legitimately, I've never watched wrestling and just been pissed off. Not at like the storyline, at like the product, at how they are insulting our intelligence constantly at every turn. Every storyline is insulting the audience's intelligence.
There's actually so many inconsistencies, like we were just mentioning. So with Cena and Logan Paul, so we all know Cena's whole thing is to ruin wrestling. He's actually disrespecting Logan Paul, but Logan's teaming with him because he's saying like, "Oh, how would it be if?" He basically saying, "Oh, how would it be if this idiot's world champion?"
Right.
But in Logan Paul's mind, it's amazing if he's world champion. Oh,
Cena's tagging with me. Yeah, I'm going to be champion. So but he's not fighting for a championship.
Yeah.
There was no title on the line. The title, he had the shot at Saturday night's main event. He lost. That was it. He's not getting another title shot. We've established that nobody gets rematches. And this was not for... So what is he talking about? And they've lost this match. So is he going to get a title shot still?
He probably will. Probably SummerSlam or something, but yeah, just terrible. And then also with Seth Rollins' stable, like
terrible.
Terrible, The on paper, I don't think it's a bad stable. Like them individually, I actually like all the wrestlers individually, but
just three guys jammed into a group.
Just jammed for no reason.
Braun Breaker has beaten Jey Uso. Why doesn't he just challenge him for the title?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be in a group with Seth Rollins, who he could also beat, and Bronson Reed. It makes no sense. Let me calm down. They just needed a reason to put these guys together with Paul Heyman and to say we have a top faction on Raw. But there's no heat, there's no chemistry, there's no reason for these people to be working together.
And we were even bringing up, if you wanted, why isn't Becky in the faction?
Why isn't... You could do a power... Seth Rollins wants all of the power.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he bring his wife, who's now the U.S. champion, into the group?
So, it doesn't make any... part of it... That's why the bloodline works. Because that's part of making an interesting faction. You can't just jam guys together. the bloodline partly works because there's a natural. Now you can say it's simple, Samoans.
It's very simple.
It is very simple.
Very played out at this point.
But I'm saying when it first started, there's a natural connection between, the Usos and Roman, their family and everything. But in this faction, you're just jamming guys together. There's no reason for it. And you actually have Becky there, like they're actually a couple. There's real chemistry there. You're just putting guys together here just with no chemistry. Hell, at this point, like even the start of the stable probably should have just been like, even though again this would have buried Braun and and Bronson Reed. Well, they're both Braun. Jesus, 2 Brauns. But you could have just made them a power couple, and then basically Braun, both of them are like their security, like if anything. But
they just.
But either way, they're just kind of just hive mind bots.
At this point, they are getting ruined in this group. Braun Breaker is getting devalued in this group. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. You have multiple people that should be stars are being devalued as we speak.
Yeah.
LA Knight, Braun Breaker.
Everyone's being devalued. It's great. Carmelo Hayes, like he's burying everybody, bro.
Drew McIntyre.
Even Cena, even the people being elevated are still being.
We haven't even talked about the fact this is the worst heel turn in the history of professional. We haven't even talked about that.
Good Lord, bro. And you know what? Like I said, I think Cena himself, I think, is doing the best he can, but the writing is just awful. It's awful.
Oh my God! Like this,
like Triple H, he has zero creativity. Literally zero.
This show makes me want to join an anti-capitalist militia.
So, and I've never even felt like this. Like, I was saying this during the show. I've never been at a point, like, as a wrestling fan, or just a WWE fan. I guess in the sense I've never been, like, a big, on the indies or other stuff. Like, I've mostly just watched WWE. But this show actually made me, like, I just want to watch AEW. I've never felt like that. Like, I've never felt like,
no, I don't.
I just want to watch TNA. I've always subconsciously viewed them, and they are. I've just viewed them as just kind of like lower companies and stuff. But it's so bad now, like.
The WWE isn't really a wrestling company anymore. This is just a content production company.
I think that's what it is. Like it's hardly wrestling.
It's not really wrestling. It's just they're just contractually obligated to produce these shows now, and so that's what they do. This isn't actually wrestling. This is just some bullshit.
Like it's man. And you already feeling like this at WrestleMania, but this show is kind of like, in a sense, my final chance. Like, because Money in the Bank's a big, like, you can push somebody. There's something big you can do with it. So in a way, this pay-per-view was kind of like, in my eyes, was WWE's final chance. They could actually turn things around. They could do something fresh. And it just disappointed me. This actually, this was WrestleMania 41, like how WrestleMania 41 was for you. This is what it was for me. Yeah. This actually made me just want to stop watching.
Well, this was the Raw debut on Netflix, because that's all that was just corporate dick sucking and ads. Yeah. And it was apparent that, this is what WWE is going to be now. But I thought maybe that was just the debut, but it's just gotten worse. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to stomach. It honestly makes me feel bad. Like, this is just a bastardization of something that I loved growing up.
Yeah, man.
That I have so many good memories with. And like when he pulled that ladder out, like I really wanted to cry, bro. Like, I'm not even joking, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, it feels like this is okay, we've crossed like a Rubicon here where I can't support this company, man. Like, I can't. I don't even want to watch for the purposes of having a podcast, because I don't know what else to say.
I think at this point all I can do, I'm still going to keep up with stuff to some degree. Like I'm going to see clips, I'm going to know what's happening. But I think at this point all I want to watch probably at this point is just Cena's actual last match. There's nothing else this year really I'm interested in. There's nothing else I want to see. I think pretty much like you, all I want to do is watch NXT and AEW. And I feel even bad for it because NXT is we're still watching it.
It's still WWE. So. And even NXT, they have lazy finishes. You can tell, like, when they're... But AEW is just too much, man. Like, I can't watch a 6-hour fucking wrestling show, bro. Like,
it's like they're kind of opposites. It's like WWE is minimal. They pretty much give you nothing.
And AEW just gives you every fucking thing that they have.
Yeah.
And it's just like, can we...
I'm still laughing at that, what was it called? That, Anarchy match?
Anarchy in there.
We saw people getting stapled. You know, people going through, like, flaming tables. And then announcers like, we still have way more to come. And we were like, what? And we were shocked.
No, I'm going to bed, man.
We got so much more to come.
Yeah, I'll enjoy that. I'll be going to bed now. There's no way. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Final grade, Money in the Bank 2025.
I'll let you go first. What you got?
It's a 0.
It's a 0?
This is the worst pay-per-view of all time. I'm not joking. This is WCW level of entertainment. This was bad.
WrestleMania 41's worse. Definitely. I think it's definitely worse than this. I'm going to give it... It was disappointing. As much as it left a bad impression on me, I don't think it's the worst. I think it was just more so because it's like the final straw. But as a pay-per-view, it's probably like a 4, 3 out of 10 or something, 3 out of 10. Pretty much what I gave WrestleMania 41. But it's even worse for WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania.
It's like the Raw debut on Netflix. I think I gave that a 5 out of a 10, which was really bad considering what they hyped it up to be. This is considering how bad WWE has been over the last 6 months and having low expectations going into the show, and it's still a 0. That's why it's the worst of all time. So. Like WrestleMania 41, I knew that it would be a bad show.
That is kind of true. Well, I kind of suspected this would be bad too.
I didn't know. I didn't go in.
I thought it had a chance of being good. I mean, with WrestleMania, you could kind of see on the walls that it wasn't, because literally half the matches came in the last week.
There was no build for this. There was no build for this either. But no, this is the worst of all time because nothing happened on this show. What happened?
I mean, just pretty much Money in the Bank holders.
Just ads and video packages.
Yeah.
A slap in the face. I don't know what else. It's a 0. Like,
I'm actually mad. Like, I've always, and man, it's actually so sad. You know what it's become. So do you think? I guess this goes on Triple H. You think he's out the door soon,
bro? I hope so.
Is there any? You think it? Obviously, we both want it. Do you think there's any truth to that?
I hope so. There has to be. The ratings are on an all-time low. There's no way that people are at TKO or like, this is great. Like, their ratings they're in $3 billion of debt.
I hear multiple things. Like, so I hear some people, and I think of this too. He has high tenure in the business, of course. Like, he's well respected. He's almost too respected to be fired, I guess, just from his tenure and stuff.
Well,
and
then
being a
this
wrestler.
Company will go out of business.
But at some point, like,
they're not gonna survive.
Yeah, at some point, what's the term looking for? Like, something has to give at some point.
They're not gonna survive. They won't survive the rest of this year like this.
I think TKO. I think his tenure can get him by to some degree because I know he's just well respected. He's looked at as a, legendary wrestler. He is a part of the Vince McMahon family, but
what has he booked that's good?
There's only so many times you can perform like this, and just nothing happens.
This is ridiculous. The John Cena heel turn. For 20 years, people have wanted John Cena to turn heel.
It's the most uncreative, bad booking ever. Like, it's the same attire, no change in. You know what? And I actually say the music. I can understand that because I know at least the fans can chant, John Cena sucks to that. But there's just no change in presentation. And the motivation for it behind, like, oh, you booed me 10 years ago. It's just the most lazy. And especially given that the reasoning for the heel turn was right on the table, you can just say, "Oh, I'm not the same anymore.
I'm I'm
desperate." Like,
right.
That's the logical reason, and to just go for like, "Oh, I hate the fans," and it's so lazy.
He has no reason to hate the fans. We've made him a millionaire tens of times over.
It's just so lazy, man.
Yeah, listen. This is cold red for this company, man. Like, we are watching the death of WWE. They will be making DVDs in 50 years about the rise and fall of WWE, and this will be on. I guarantee you, this paper.
Not DVDs, probably.
Well, so whatever.
Ironically, a Netflix.
No, Netflix. How we fucked up. A self-documentary.
A self-documentary with like Netflix included.
How we ruined WWE. Man, yeah. I don't have anything else to say, man. This is.
That's crazy. Like, how do you? That is a monumental. Like, how do you fumble that? How do you just make it into just this uncreative? Like, he could have wore a suit. He could have been a corporate champion to line with The Rock. That's what everyone was really expecting. There was so many theories in people's heads. Like, okay, he might, even though I didn't want to see this, so he might come back as Thugonomics, or he might come out in the suit, corporate champion, or it'll be a power trip with The Rock, and it's just the most uncreative, just garbage ever. Like, and this, it's not just like, it's just what Triple H gives you with everything.
Yeah.
It's just soulless, the same matches every week, like no character development, long-term booking, which is code for just nothing happening. It's so, Vince McMahon at his worst is better than this.
I agree.
Vince McMahon with dementia is better than this. Like, there's not a creative bone in this man's body. Like, you have to try. I know I'm never usually like this, I guess, ranty and stuff. Like, that just put me in a bad mood. But you have to try to be this uncreative. Like, you have to physically try. I don't think we could book like this. Like, even just thinking casually, you come up with better stuff than this, more entertaining. You have to try to be this uncreative. Like, who just sits there and who books Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green every week, or versus the Secret Service every week, and is like, oh, okay, this is amazing. Like, in our sleep, something just some BS we come up with. We can come up with something like it's just soulless, the most uncreative stuff ever. And he might have CTE. Like, I think I guess I don't want to say that because I could be insensitive if he actually does. But I think, like, he
needs to get the fuck on. Stop trying to do some shit he can't do.
He might actually have it because, like you said,
regardless of if he has it or not, he should be fired. But if he has it, he should especially be fired.
What's one of the symptoms? Just doing the same thing over and over again, just not knowing which. Like, it's insane. Anything else? That's it.
I don't have anything else to say about WWE.
Right. Well, guys, it's been Crimson Brothers. Commentator Havoc, take it away.
Junie Stoner.
Signing off. Crimson Reaper, the Crim Reaper signing off. Crimson Blaze / Junie Stoner signing off. See ya. For more of the Crimson Brothers, follow the Crimson Wrestling Federation today. I'm Commentator Havoc, the voice of the Crimson Wrestling Federation. And you can see the calls I've made in the Crimson Wrestling Federation, in the comic Crimson Wrestling Game, Story of Malice, in the description below.